Hi, Amy with Experience the Quilt. Today I'm here at the Quilt Crossing in Boise, Idaho. It's a big, huge, beautiful quilt shop, and they offer a lot of fun classes. And they brought in this amazing artist, Gala Grotto. And she is here and has been teaching classes all week long. And I decided it would be great to share some information about her with you. So we also have, she speaks Russian and French, so we have a wonderful interpreter here, Jane, that is going to be interpreting for us today. So, Gala, where are you from?
I'm originally from Russia. I lived there for 20 years. Then I had kind of a second life in Ukraine for another 20 years, and then moved to France, where I currently live.
I believe I learned that you have a degree in art. Where did you get your degree?
So she has two degrees. The first one she received in Russia in fine arts with specialty in interior design. The second one in Ukraine, also fine arts, but exterior design.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's amazing. 2 degrees. You've been a busy woman. So you haven't always worked with fabric. When did you start working with fabric?
She started with painting. She's been a painter her whole life. She was reading a book about the difference between acrylic and oil painting. And that's when she got the idea that she really wanted to work with textiles. Influenced at home by her mom, who was a seamstress. And so she took to textiles, finding paint to be kind of a cold medium, and textiles a little bit warmer, easier to work with.
I like to do a lot of painting on fabric, but I love the fabric. So I'm guessing you prefer the fabric over the painting then?
She likes both, and she likes to mix it up a little bit. So if she's working with textiles, she might take a break and work with paint and go back to textiles.
So I've learned in your class this week that you have quite a command of color. You feel pretty confident in that. Can you tell us about your process of kind of what you told us in class today about your process of starting with the nose and that with your women?
So first, her theme, she loves working with the theme of women. You know, it's very, close to her.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, so she's also a writer, so she has written about women, obviously has a lot of female friends, so she has this understanding of women, and that's why she feels that, the artist has to really understand her theme in order to work with it and for it to be a personal thing. Yes, so she gets a lot of her ideas from women in literature, goddesses, fairies, and so on. And so when she's reading, she can visualize them and then create them in art with the sewing.
Have you always designed your own quilts, or when you got into fabric, did you start with someone's patterns to learn the technique?
Really, only once she has copied somebody else's, so it's been all original. She draws every day. She does illustrations for books.
How long have you been teaching?
Not a long time.
Okay.
She didn't think she was doing a whole lot teaching other people. She didn't really think she was a great artist until she had to hear it 200 times in order to really believe that, she was doing a good job.
What do you love best about quilting?
She loves all stages.
Oh, wow.
So she's saying that, like, looking at a work, it makes sense to her. And when other people look at the work that she's done, they would know how to do it. She has to like what she does, like what she's working on. She doesn't find one thing more simple or one thing more complicated.
Okay.
It's just all kind of one thing.
Is there anything you like the least?
kind of comparing it to washing different dishes. So finding the pleasure in creating something that is clean and being able to appreciate that. So working on the back is less creative. You have to tuck all the little threads in. It's maybe, she doesn't mind it, but it's maybe not her favorite part.
Well, we have so enjoyed having you, and we are going to put some of your beautiful quilts and pictures. If you want to see more, you can go to Gala's website, and we'll put her link in the description below. And we also encourage you to go to her Facebook and Instagram, and you can find her there and chat with her and send her your quilt pictures. And please, if you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Thanks. After talking with Gala today, we chatted some more and realized we had left out some important stuff in our interview about how she was as a teacher. So I wanted to share with you my experience with her as a teacher and a student. I don't know if this was everyone's opinion that was there. We had 11 students in the class, but I was unsure of her the first day because it was hard a little bit through a translator. I've taken another quilt class from another foreign teacher, Marina Landy, that is from Brazil, and had a translator and still learned a lot, still enjoyed the class. So I think there is a little bit of loss of translation that happens, especially emotion-wise. So if you are considering taking a class from Gala and you're nervous about that, I would say don't be nervous unless you have, as long as you have a good translator. It wasn't up to me. The Quilt Crossings hired the translator, local middle school teacher or junior high teacher, French teacher, and she didn't know quilting terms. But she did a great job, and I and other students were able to help the translator know the quilting terms because she didn't know quilting terms, and that's in French. So that was fun to try to work through that hurdle. But it was good. I felt like by the end of today that Gala saw in me something more. I felt like she saw that I was taking it seriously and that I could do more, and she pushed me a little bit. She kept telling me to pick things out, which I don't like doing, but I did because I wanted it to be just right. I felt like by the end of today, or even midway through the day, Gala really saw something in me, and she pushed me. And at first it was uncomfortable and I didn't like it, but then it made me feel more confident in my abilities. She saw me being creative in, I don't know, in a colorways, in the colors that I picked for mine. And I think she saw something different, and it made me feel good as a student, you know. She is a very loving person. I was really amazed by her talent and abilities. Like, she just would come over and draw something on the pattern so that I could quilt it. Or she would, she saw that I was struggling with my free motion because I didn't have my flat table, and it was, you know, you always get a little. She said none of her students ever want a free motion in class, and I agree. I did not want a free motion in class. So she would say, okay, here, do straight lines here and do this. And she made me feel successful and with my time without having to feel stressed out about it. And I did at one point feel a little stressed out, and she goes, what's the matter? Because I was right in front of her. I was front row. And she looked up and kind of gave me this questioning look. And I was like, I'm stressed. And she's like, no, not stressed. This is not difficult. Yes, it is. But it wasn't. It wasn't a difficult concept. It wasn't a difficult technique. It was picking the colors and things, you know, always gets a little stressful. Basically, Gala is a great teacher. I think she has a real gift to share with the world. And if you are lucky enough to get her to come teach, Yay, exciting for you, because this was her premiere teaching here in Boise, and the patterns that she taught this week will not be taught again. And she says she's very wanted. She gets texts every day of shops and teachers that want her to come teach, and they should, because she really, it was fun. I loved learning her ideas. I have my own techniques that I like, and I think that I will stick with them, but she did give me more knowledge to my bucket so that I'm able to, I learned that I wanted to be more careful and more detailed. I said yesterday that Gala was a perfectionist. I don't know if that's the right word, or it's really more she is a master of her craft. She knows how to do it really well, and she wants her students to be able to do it really well. And then you can take it and decide if it's the way you want to do it, but at least you know how to do it well. And I really liked that about her class.